So, unfortunately, I had to delete the video because, well, can't risk it. Because I'm doing this for YouTube. This is only going to make like 10 videos that I will have that are ready to be, they're primed and ready to be released. However, the total amount will be $11 per $11. What was that? Hang on a minute. Okay, I thought somebody was here for a moment there. Anyway, hard to tell you with the screen that I gotta look at behind me. But anyway, so I have some good news and some bad news for you. Well, no, okay, not good news, but I don't want to share that. But what am I gonna say? You know that ironically, even though I showed it off, and I wasn't even, here's the thing, I wasn't even trying to show it off, but there is no way anywhere to know what the name of any boss in this game is unless they are identified where they talk. More about that later, as far as talking goes. But the ones that I can name right off the bat, which I had heard was called Armored Knights, or whatever, not Armorous Knights, as the first boss was considered. I was also considered the third boss being the worm type boss. There's also other worms, but that's not the point. What was it called? Which I have right here. Hang on, if you give me a moment here. I have a list of names. One of them I will not mention because it has to do with how you would have to actually know. Another one, which we can definitely say that would not be identified, but you can get a hint about it. It's the only one I know of. Besides another one that they talk about, but anyway. What the hell is Trinex? Oh! Yeah, no. Okay, so there's supposed to be a boss. I hate to spoil it, but it's supposed to be like a turtle. Like boss. Believe it or not. But anyway, I can't get into that one. I already know about that, dude. I don't care about that. Dark Links. GBA. I actually don't know what the hell this has to do with A Link to the Past, because there's a Link that actually, believe it or not, canonically exists, but not in this game. No. In fact, he wasn't even in the first game. I don't even know what game he would have been first introduced into, necessarily, any more than I think I thought I saw or something, I don't know. But, anyway, Dark Link. Dark Link does not exist in this game. Hate to tell you that, but, especially, and I hate to disappoint you, but, yeah, you're not going to find that guy in this game. No way. Fact doesn't matter, you won't even find the other links that are supposed to be in the Four Swords adventure. So, and that's the very first time they actually get, believe it or not, introduced. And then I have another one. So I've been looking at another one. But anyway, man, I'm always hungry for something. You know what the good thing is about having food? Is that when it comes to food, you might have to make a small sacrifice. And it might take you some time, after all this stuff, and finally, where you finally get enough of it, where you go, alright, it's time to cut back. And you can make it last longer. You might suffer a little bit for it, but ultimately, you'll still have more food, and you know what to do with it. So believe it or not, Took me a long time. Oh yeah. I mean, in like the old days, and I ain't talking about, in the old days, well, I still had to have a little bit of help, but I was still able to get more food than I can get now. Maybe I couldn't get a whole hell of a lot, but I got enough that would last a month or, and then I have to go out again. That was the one good thing about this. So, like it was in the back in the old days, I'll tell you what. I mean, yeah, prices have always kind of been bad, but then, it got to the point that it was acceptable, but you still had to have help, not as much as you do nowadays. My God. I'm not even kidding you. Like, how the hell else can you survive? The only help you can give yourself if you don't have any other way to get any kind of income is to kind of cut back a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. Like, just shaving off the top part of it. Like, yeah, alright, I may have to kind of, starve a little bit, as long as I still got food in the end. Like, okay. Because, like, you can take stuff that you have that's frozen, put it in a freezer, and you'll be good for a while. Milk, you never want to put in there. No. What can also help is food banks, but depends on how far away they are. So, in case in point, mine's not that far away, but you can only do it once a month. That's it. On a Pacific day. That's it. I guess like Wednesday or whatever. Anyway. There's another food bank in another town. Not too far from here, like, I don't know, maybe an hour or less, maybe. Half an hour maybe. And you can do about, like, I think 2 or 3 times a month, I think. As much as needed. However, what sucks about them is that they always have moldy bread. I am not kidding you. They always have to have some kind of moldy stuff on them, and they don't even care. Like, stop, throw it out. What do you want us to do with it? Number one, why the hell do you have moldy bread? Number two, they don't have like what we have up here. Not that I remember of anyway. I know they have cans, sweets, stuff like that, but they also heavily relied on prayer. So they were part of a church organization. These guys up here, I wouldn't say they are, but then again, I wouldn't know about every one of them. I know maybe there was one of them that used to be there. She might have died or quit working. I don't know. What it is where you volunteer to work. And believe it or not, back when I lived in another state, when we had to get to a food bank, I say we, I mean me and my family, they actually had ones where, you can go in there and pick up your own, Unlike these, you can't go in there and pick up what you want out of it. Even though there was one of them, I remember that it just depended on what was left on it. I gotta remember they had these pizza slices, And that was it. Once they were out, they were out. I don't know if they closed up or not. And I tell you one thing is that when it comes to flea markets, goes to show you shouldn't read everything you read on the internet. Because the internet thinks it's so much more better than anything you have out there. And it doesn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. For the most part, it's accurate, but it's not completely 100%. Like, you might be, convinced about a lot of things, but like, oh, the internet's for everything, including all the information in the world. You just can't find no more better information. Well, I tell you this, but if that were true, number one, it wouldn't be like this. Celebrities that die, supposedly, but yet they're alive. IMDb has been around a long time, but they were not as updated as they are now. And so that would be the source I would go to all the time now, since they've been updated, because I trust them more than I trust anything else. So you want to know if somebody's dead, go to there. I don't know about flea markets, but I do know that. And I know that on the internet it said, and people were saying, well, every flea market was supposed to be shut down due to insurance. Because nobody wanted to insure them. That's what was supposed to happen. Well, it didn't. So, there's one up there we found that had only a couple of 3 familiar faces. One of them doesn't like me. Oh well, no big deal. I didn't realize that time, but he did everything she could to avoid me. I'm like, alright, whatever. Whatever, I don't care. I believe we were going to go back and go get some fairies, and I was going to do this live stream, but I bothered not to. So, doesn't really matter anyway. So, like I said, not everything's accurate, but, maybe there are still some surviving and thriving flea markets out there. And I would never say anything to discredit a flea market and tell you shouldn't go there, unless I know it's true. Anyway, but then again, here's the thing as well. If even though it's on the internet, they say such things about, oh, there's a flea market in Florida. It had rats all over it. Well, I don't know. I may not go there, but I wouldn't say not to go there. I mean, I probably wouldn't recommend it, and then again, I wouldn't know. So, oh, that's right. We need to do a grinding session, but it doesn't matter when we do it either. So, thinking about this game is not like any other where you can know the boss monsters. I'm not sure if they did that in the first game that was released for this game, for the series. And believe it or not, the very first one would have been the one for the regular Nintendo. So, sad to say, but, there's that. Oh, there's one more bottle I need to go get. There's another one I know where it's at, but I can't get it right now. I have to progress again. I think you can get at least a total of 3 bottles, if memory serves. Yeah. So, oh, there is one more thing I can do before we go into the mountain. Which, by the way, thankfully, we do have that as an option now. So, memory serves. Yeah, you can push A and tap it right there and make yourself go up there. Yeah, there's that piece of heart again. Can't do anything with it. Luckily, I already know how to get to it, so this isn't blind. No, it might be a little bit blind, just a smidge. There's a few extra parts. I know there's one has to do with the final area of the game that they show, but well, there's another part as well to do with Link's house, but because it's so random. Watch this. Yeah, you can drive them nuts. At least you don't have to worry about them attacking you. I think that if it does happen, it's very rare. They can randomly attack and keep you from coming in here, but that's alright. So, anyway. Yo, killer! You seem to be in a heap of trouble, but this is all I can give you. Yep, there it is. This is a magic bottle. You can store an item inside and then use it later. That's the same old crap. See, the thing is, they don't do that in all the Zelda games. And it's fine. Either way, I'm not really against it or anything. So now that we got that out of the way, it didn't really matter. I didn't have to have it specifically, but I thought I'd get it out of the way. So it's just so much you can do. And then you can unlock more once you get to the first pendant. And that's the thing that people don't realize. Like, you know, and you can play the game however you want to. You know, there's things you can't do. Forcing characters to do anything you don't want them to do, we wouldn't want them to do. You can't do that, mainly unless you hack the damn thing, and I'm not going to do that anyway. I don't make hack versions of games. It's just not my thing. See, that's what I'm saying right there. You can't dodge the fire beam unless the shield is right there. So, yeah, no, I'm not going to do this yet. So, this place is a secret place. So, and I guess it doesn't really matter. I was going to get it out of my house, but it doesn't really matter anyway. So, yeah. So, some bosses require that you have a... you might want to consider having a blue magic bottle. So, yeah, it just depends on what's all involved. So, like, I mean, I really don't need it specifically. But, you know. So, if I do this, and I go like this, and then I go to killer, he's got a lot of hearts, so we're going to start through the mountain cave. So, we're actually prepared now. So, I don't need to get maximum of 10 bombs right now because there's nothing to get. The only thing I care about right now is getting the one treasure in the mountain itself. I mean, there's like 2 of them that we actually have to have. There's another one that we have to get here that you know, I don't know if you really need it or not, but you know, I don't know if I should wait till I get a certain item or what, but you know, there's another item, but I have to have the thing in the moon, you know, the third pendant up here, and that's exactly why I don't like boulders. Sometimes it can be hard to dodge them no matter what you do. Yeah. So, you know, and then there's these guys up here. No, never mind. There's some kind of, I know there's some kind of person that respawns here. So, I think here. I want to say there's something here, but I can't remember if it's, yeah, okay, we need something else to get to it. You might have to, I think you can fall to it, but I don't want to do it right now. Anyway, let's go over here. Yeah, and just so you know as well, something else that might not interest you at this point. Yeah, I think this is the cave that, yeah, alright. No, that's right. Never mind, I can't get it anyway. That's not, what was I thinking? Yeah, no, not only do we have to have the item from the mountain, but we also have to have another item. That's right, I forgot we had to do that. The thing I was going to show you wasn't that, but, at least not right away, but, I was going to show it to you afterwards, but I didn't know if I should do it right now or not, and I forgot I had to have another thing. It's been a long time since I was kind of saying. So again, this isn't blind, except for I forget things. Like, here you go. Even though I'm a silly rabbit, because, you know, tricks are for kids, which makes absolutely no sense. But, so, in case you're wondering, don't use the mirror yet. So be very wary of that. However, there is a good thing as well, that even though that we're here, there is this. There is another part of this mountain that we can't get to right now unless we have another item. So, you know, we have to actually consider doing like we did with the first pendant, but, however, we don't have to do that. We don't have to complete it like we did there. You know, once you do certain things, it opens up the whole world of a lot of stuff that you wouldn't even know you could do. It makes it a little bit more shorter than whatever, you know. So that is the one plus side effect of doing this stuff. This deal. I'm also going to show you something that requires that we you have to have the Book of Medora. So, you know, if it wasn't for the Book of Medora anyway, we wouldn't have been able to get up here. Yeah, you can do this, and that's all you can do with them. So, I'm actually glad for that thing. So, this stone right here, you can trigger it, but I'm not sure how to do it without a certain item. So, okay. Hold up the Master Sword and you will get the magic of ether. Means absolutely nothing to us right now. There's also there's like another stone, but we're also missing something else, but you don't need the Book of Medora for it. But I think only maybe one or two of them you might need. I'm not really sure. Can't remember for sure, because I swear there was one, maybe two. But yeah, there's just like a whole bunch that we can't do, but we've done unlocked quite a lot, so that's a good accomplishment by doing what we did there. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode where we'll take on this dungeon, and yeah, later.